Very good morning, students. Myself Ashish sir. Today we'll start the third chapter of your chemistry, that is the elements, compounds and mixture. Okay, this is the part 1. First part I am discussing. Next class it will be continuing. Okay, as an introduction, you know what is matter? Anything that occupies space and has some mass is called matter, and this matter can be classified into two groups. Clear? That is the pure substance and impure substance. Impure substance or mixture, you can term it. Okay, now we'll discuss the pure substance, which is only consist of one kind of particles. Pure substances consist of only one kind of particles, which is further classified into elements and compounds. Clear? Earlier also, as we discussed elements, there are 100 known elements which is discovered or named, out of which 92 are naturally occurring and rest are man-made or made by the human. Okay, elements may exist independently or combine with other elements. Clear? May exist independently or combine with other elements. It cannot be broken into simpler substances by any physical or chemical means. Clear? This is the element. What is the symbol of element? The symbol of an element, as we discussed in previous chapters also, you know it very well. Symbol of an element is a single letter or two letter abbreviation. Clear? Which is approved by IUPAC. It's an organization whose full name is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, IUPAC, who name the elements and give the symbol of the elements. Okay, now we will discuss what is molecule of an element or molecule of elements. Combination of two or more atoms of same element, combination of two or more atoms of same element is called molecule of elements. Okay, molecule of elements. Example, two atoms of hydrogen when combined to form a molecule of hydrogen. So same element hydrogen, two atoms are combined to form a molecule of hydrogen. Then basing on this atomicity, how many atoms are there in one molecule? So what is the definition of atomicity? It is defined as the number of atoms present. It is defined as the number of atoms present in a molecule of an element. That is called atomicity. What is atomicity? The number of atoms present in one molecule of an element. It is called atomicity. So it is again classified basing on number of atoms, that is monoatomic. The molecule has only one atom. As an example, we can take noble gases like helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon, and most of the metals which are available in monoatomic state, and metals also monoatomic. Clear? Then what is diatomic? Simple, the name indicates when two atoms combine to form a molecule of the element, that is called diatomic. For an example, two oxygen atoms always combine to form a molecule of oxygen, that is O2. Similarly, H2 molecule is formed, hydrogen molecule is formed when two hydrogen atoms combine to form hydrogen molecule. Then what is triatomic? Similarly, when a molecule of an element has three atoms, like ozone, you know, O3 is the ozone, which has three atoms of oxygen combining to form triatomic molecule. As an example, ozone. Okay, so above two atoms, the molecules are named as polyatomic. So generally, when a molecule of an element contains more than two atoms, they are called polyatomic. So up to triatomic we discussed. Now some molecules are having four atoms, like phosphorus P4, like sulfur S8. These are named as polyatomic molecules. Clear? Now what is a compound? Compound is defined as the elements are chemically combined in a fixed ratio to form a compound. So when the elements are chemically combined in a fixed ratio, they form the compound. Understood? This is the definition. Example, you can take the example of water. What is the chemical formula? H2O. So two atoms of hydrogen combine with one atom of oxygen to form a compound of water. So it is a ratio of 2:1 hydrogen and oxygen. Otherwise the compound will be different. Clear? So water molecule is formed in a fixed ratio of 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. Now we will discuss the characteristics of compound. What are they? So I have listed some characteristics from your textbook. You can go through your textbook and you can mark it also. A compound is made up of 2 or more elements. Second, a compound is always made up of same elements combined in a fixed ratio. It is most important you have to mention in a fixed ratio, or else it will be not suitable for the term compound. Okay, example as we discussed, water. Okay, a compound is always homogeneous in nature. A compound is always homogeneous in nature. That is, a sample of a compound are identical in composition and have the same property. Any sample of the compound if you take, it will have the identical composition and have the same property throughout. For example, a drop of water and a glass of water. If you take these two, they are having the composition as water, and the property of the water is present in drop of water as well as in the glass of water. Both are having same composition and same properties. Then the fourth characteristic is the properties of the compound are different from those of its constituents. It is most important. The properties of the compound are different from those of its constituent elements, because for example, the properties of sodium chloride, if you take the example sodium chloride, which is the common salt which are regularly used in your houses, but individually when you see the property of sodium and chlorine, both are poisonous substances, but when these two are mixed, the compound forms sodium chloride, which is having a different property and very frequently and always we are using at our houses. Clear? So the properties of the constituent elements are different from the compound. Okay, next one is, it is not possible to separate the constituents of the compound by physical means. It is not possible. Maybe by chemical means you can separate it by the process of electrolysis or thermal decomposition. So many processes are there, but it is not possible to separate the constituents of the compound by physical means. Example, water can be separated into hydrogen and oxygen by means of cannot be separated. Okay, cannot be separated into hydrogen and oxygen by means of either filtration or any physical means like boiling or filtration. All these things you cannot separate hydrogen and oxygen from water. Okay, the next one is, energy is usually given off or absorbed when a compound is formed. So as an example, again I am taking example of water. When hydrogen and oxygen combine chemically to form water, energy is produced in the form of heat and light. Clear? So these are the characteristics of the molecule or a compound. Now we'll discuss molecule of a compound. Okay, till now we discussed the molecule of the elements. Now we'll discuss molecule of the compound. When an atom of 2 or more elements combine, they form the molecule of a compound. How it is formed? When the atoms of 2 or more elements combine they form a molecule of a compound. For example, carbon dioxide, that is the formula is CO2, is found by the combination of an atom of carbon and two atoms of oxygen. It forms the molecule of a compound. Now we will discuss this. These are about the pure substances. Now we will discuss the impure substances, that is the mixture. What is a mixture? Mixture consists of molecules of two or more substances, maybe elements, compounds, or both may be there, but there is no fixed proportion. In any proportion it is mixed such that they do not undergo any chemical changes. Clear? Understood? Mixture is of two types: homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Clear? What is a homogeneous mixture? It has uniform constituents and properties throughout. Understood? It has uniform constituent and properties throughout. For example, sugar in water. After dissolving sugar crystals in water, from where you take the sample of the sugar solution, anywhere from the sugar solution, you will have the sweet taste. The property will be sweet taste and the composition remains same throughout. Salt, similarly, is common salt in water, air, tap water, sea water, blood. These are the examples of homogeneous mixture. The question may be coming as fill in the blanks. Blood is a dash mixture, tap water is a dash mixture. White blood is called a homogeneous mixture because the constituents and the property of blood is same throughout. Okay, now we'll discuss heterogeneous mixture. It doesn't have uniform constituents and the properties throughout. Like homogeneous, it doesn't have uniform constituent and properties throughout. Example, a mixture of sand and salt. Mixture of sand and salt, or iron fillings and sulfur, or kerosene and water. These are the examples to make you understand what is a heterogeneous mixture. So how you will define? Heterogeneous mixture is the mixture which doesn't have uniform constituents and properties throughout. Examples you can give when the definition is asked. Okay, now alloy, a different type of substance. What is an alloy? Alloy is also a homogeneous mixture. It is a homogeneous mixture. Remember, homogeneous mixture of two or more metals, or metals and non-metals, a combination of metals and non-metals. Clear? As an example, brass, which composed of copper and zinc, bronze, which composed of copper, zinc and tin, etc. So regarding alloy, the definition may be asked and the examples you have to mention in the definition. Okay, next we'll discuss what is suspension. Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture in which some solid particles are suspended in a liquid. When small solid particles are suspended in a liquid, like chalk powder, when you dissolve in water, what happens? It forms a suspension. Or syrup, some syrup medicines, liquid medicines which most of the patients are consuming, they are also in the suspension form. Okay, now the next term is emulsion. It is also a heterogeneous mixture which contains particles of one liquid dispersed, not dissolved, dispersed in another liquid, that is called emulsion. Like milk is an example of emulsion. It is most important. Milk is an example of emulsion. Clear? Then now we'll discuss the characteristics of mixture. I have mentioned 4 characteristics here. The constituents of mixtures are present in any proportion or any ratio. It is not fixed. A mixture doesn't have any specific property. No specific property will be there of its own. Each constituents exhibit its original property. Clear? A mixture doesn't have any fixed melting point and boiling point. Fixed melting point and boiling point. Then The next one is the constituents of the mixture can be separated by simple physical means. Clear? So these are the characteristics of mixture, and we have already discussed now in this portion about the pure substances and impure substances. Under pure substances you will get elements, compounds and all. Now there are states of constituents of mixture. What are the states? You can see I have mentioned maybe in the solid state, liquid state or gaseous state. Okay, you can refer to your textbook also, it is mentioned, and just I am mentioning here the mixtures states of constituents. When a mixture of sand and chalk powder or rice and chaff, it is solid and solid mixture. When sand and water, chalk powder and water, it is solid liquid mixture. Oil and water, alcohol and water, it is liquid liquid mixture. Soda, aerated drink, oxygen and water, it is liquid gas mixture. Air, which is a composition or mixture of oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, etc., so many gases, it is the gas mixture. Smoke, the soot particle which is coming out of the vehicles plus air, this is called smoke, it is the solid and gas mixture. So this is all about the discussions about the different substances, emulsion, suspension, homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture, different states of mixture, examples, and compounds of elements, compounds of molecule of the compounds. All these we discussed. Next class we will discuss about the separation of the mixture. Okay, so go through the textbook along with this video. Thank you, children.